Assalamu alaikum. Sulaiman Rahim here. Let's slay some demons. Sisters and brothers, these are indeed unprecedented times, and the worst is yet to come. I recall when the messenger, doing theology of time, one of the brothers asked him, during this Q&A, something that Mr. Farrakhan would never do. The messengers give Q&A. You can ask any question you want, right? It's a live audience. And the brother remarked something to the effect that he's glad when the end comes, man. He'd be glad. And the messenger told him, said, brother, do not pray for that day. See? And the brother was kind of confused. You can see everyone was confused. Because, that's what we're here for, right? He said, no, because you do not know what you're up against. Oh, there's a lot to unpack there. This was doing Q&A, doing theology time, which was just prior to the messenger's departure. He's telling people, do not pray for that day because you do not know what you're up against. Yet, Mr. Black Man was out, printed. Fall of America had been printed. Our Savior Has Arrived has been printed. All those books was already printed. We had 40-some years of Elijah Muhammad's teachings, yet he made a statement like that. So for these people to tell you, hey, we got everything, well, he just said you don't have everything. You're not even prepared. You're not even prepared for that day. They can say, hey man, we got everything. We don't need nothing else. He says, do not pray for that day because you do not know what you're up against. Why wouldn't you know? You got Mr. Black Man, right? You got Fall of America. You got Our Savior Has Arrived. You got all of those books, right? So why wouldn't you know? See? So that puts the lie to these liars, these scriptees and, time anchors and Farrakhan, all these clowns. Because he said, you do not know. And you can go find it. All of those tapes are out there on YouTube. He told the brother directly, do not pray for that day because you do not know what you're up against. So it's two things packed in. You don't know. Plus, you're not prepared. Don't pray for it. So he's telling you, he hasn't given you the knowledge of what to expect. And he hasn't prepared you for it either. See? So who's going to give you the knowledge? Who's going to prepare you? That's the next question. Now unpack that logic. See, that doesn't matter to most of you because logic does not apply when it comes to the scriptees, the demon. Well, we don't care about the demons, right? All these liars out here, Farrakhan, silence, all that kind of stuff, because they're not giving you logic and reason and math. They give you a lot of BS. Do not pray for that day because you do not know what you're up against. That's a clear enough statement to me. See, he's not preparing you for that. He has prepared you for that day. And he hasn't given you knowledge of what you're up against. But those books are already there. And he has been around 40 years. So he's not the one to prepare you. Why? Because the messenger of the covenant is the one that's supposed to prepare you. Joshua is the one that's supposed to prepare you. Because remember, Aaron led the people around wandering around the wilderness for 4 years because they didn't know where to go. They just run around the wilderness. They had no sense of direction. So you got to read these things. Aaron had him wandering around in the wilderness for 40-some years. Wandering around means you don't know where you're going. You have no idea, no sense of direction. It's clear, brothers and sisters. So that's where we are right now. And the question is, who will win? See, Elijah Muhammad said, who will survive? He was talking about survival. See, because that would be a big thing, just to survive it, because it's so bad. See, but we're here to win it. See, we don't want to survive it. We survived so-called slavery, the fields, and where we are right now, we still out in the plantation, ain't we? No, we want out all the way. It's win or lose. Zero-sum game. You either win or you lose. Period. No draws. So we're struggling. It's a struggle. And our adversary knows the struggle. He's preparing for it. He's got all this atom bombs, was military, threatening to blow up the whole earth. You think, brothers and sisters, keep playing, bouncing your ball. Pretty soon you'll be bouncing up and down the street in a minute. Why do you think they need so many? They say have enough nuclear weapons to blow the planet, the surface of Earth away 100 times. Why do you need that many nuclear weapons? Would you go hunting with an atomic bomb? Would that make any sense? So why do you need so many? They got many to destroy the surface of the planet Earth 100 times. You only need to do it once. See, they want to make sure if they go, there's nothing left for us, not even us. It's blackmail. And they're doing everything they can to make sure that happens. And they keep you totally confused because they said they will come as a snare. A snare for who? For you. They're the ones, they're the captors. We're the captives. So we're not preparing the snare for them. They're preparing the snare for us. It says, let's deal with them shrewdly. Abortion, throw them in the river, all kinds of antics. But shrewdly means they won't figure it out. That means they'll pat you on the back while they're stabbing you. Patting your head while they're stabbing you in the back. That means you won't see it coming. And most of you don't see it coming. So we're going to talk about why. We're going to go some deeper into it, deeper than some of you dare to go. But we're fighting it out. But you have two champions. Elijah Muhammad put you in neutral. See, to get you prepared. See, to go drive. Somebody had to take you in the drive, but he only put you in neutral. See, neutral is survival. Drive is winning. Somebody had to take you in the drive. See, Farrakhan's taking you back in reverse. He said he would try to turn your hearts back to Egypt. Because he's a demon. And we're going to talk about that. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. If you look around, you see the world, everything is collapsing around on these people. They know they're going to war. Everybody's talking war. You never seen anything like this before, even 2 years ago, even a year ago. Russia's talking war. Russia said they expect there'll be a war in a couple of months. China's talking war. Tell America get out their business, they're going to take Taiwan, right? Israel said they're going to attack Iran no matter what, whether they go JCPOA at all, whether they do it or don't. And those are three major powers I've been talking about for 30 years. Now they're all coming together. They ain't talking about sanctions. They're talking about war now. They was talking about sanctions before, which are acts of war, but into acts of war. So you see the pot. You put a pot on the stove and you turn the fire. So you see it start getting warm. Then you start seeing it moving around. Then you start seeing it bubbling. What you think will happen next? And when the war comes, brothers, so you think you were sitting around watching on TV? This is all out war. This would be nothing you ever seen. You haven't seen anything like this. None of you live and see, even none of you live and see anything like this. It says unprecedented. Even those that went through World War II see nothing like what's about to happen. You will not be sitting here watching TV, watching chips, watching NBA. You see, look what happened. Just this little plague came along. How much it disrupt your lives? How much you think it'd be disrupted when you had a plague and you got war, you got drafting, you got all kinds of insurrection. You see, they're preparing for insurrection right now. They got guards all around D.C. How much you think your life is going to be disrupted when they have that? And when the food, it says these people eat their own children. That means they won't have any food. And these people not going 1 meal a day. That's crazy for them. They miss 1 meal and you have no idea. And most of you, a lot of you are going to go through the tribulation. It says there was 2 situations that the birth of this nation is about to be, is in the process of being born. The war is broke. But it says it'll be 2. It said before she travailed, she was delivered. That's that first group. Those of you that pay attention to angel and get up on the angel, you won't hear the faintest sounds of raging wars of hell. That's the first. See, it's like twins. It's twins. This nation is actually twins. It's 2. Like you expect 1 child, but 2 come. That's the one that goes pre-tribulation and one post-tribulation. See, the first go before said before she travailed was delivered. Let's get back to what's talked about in Daniel, where Michael, he took those in the book, in the Lamb's book, he took those. See, the time when pressed in trouble, they was delivered out of it. And then there was a group that made it, but they had to go through tribulation. That was left behind. He says he took those in the book, and then there was 2 groups that was left behind. One group to everlasting life, right? And one group everlasting shame and appallment. So everlasting life, it means they was going to get to the paradise, but they had to go through tribulation because they were left behind. See, that's the one had to, that's the twin, right? They had to go, that's the Levites. That's so-called Nation of Islam under Elijah Muhammad's Nation of Islam that's not under control of Farrakhan. See, because they allowed him to deceive them. Elijah Muhammad was preparing them for this bomb that's about to explode. Suleiman coming along, messenger of the covenant. He coming along. He's not playing. He's not coming for survival. He's coming to win. Joshua wasn't coming. He was a general. Moses was not a general. He did not lead the people in war. He just got them out of Egypt. See, not all the way out of Egypt. He's got, see. And then Aaron led him around and went for 40 years. But Joshua took him into battle. Joshua went to win, and he won. See, Elijah just prepared him. He prepared him well. See, but we'll see in a minute why that failed. See, and if Farrakhan was able to deceive them as he did, causing them to have to go through tribulation, getting half of them killed. See, wiped out, slaughtered. That's what they got for hit for their for their trouble with him. 40-some years him. That's the end up. That was how they end up, either slaughtered, right, or going through the worst time in history. That was the payoff. So stick with him. So that's where we are, brothers and sisters. This is serious, and we're going to see more as we get into it. See, okay. So now, this new world coming, nation coming in, the first one, right? A blast, atomic blast, ATTOM. See, that's the angel. See, that's the one that brings them in. Okay. That's the elect. See, new world coming in. That's where they're trying to stop. But this one, they're going to miss this one. See, that's why I said that the 144,000 were hidden. See, they're trying to figure who they are. But they're going to miss them. See, and that's the new paradise. Our women on top of civilization where they belong. Beautiful, right? Modest. See, protected, secure, in paradise, safe. See, that's the new world we're bringing in. See, not this, we're going to wipe away, so all things new. All things new, beyond your comprehension. It will be nothing like this. There will be no connection. It's like you try to compare this back to like Roman times, for instance. There's no connection. I mean, you can't even, there's no comparison whatsoever, none. But it's going to be more dramatic than that. See? If you compare this world to back in, And when it was in the caves, no connection, none. And it's gonna be more dramatic than that. Nothing, none of this stuff you see will be there. None of it. It'll be nothing like this. You won't be nothing like this. He said, you don't know, you're gonna be transformed. You'll be transformed. You won't have to sleep anymore. You won't see old age anymore. No one will be no old people. They'll be old in numbers, not old in physique. See? No disease. See? No poverty. No depression. You'll be totally transformed. See? You won't even look like you look now. I mean, you're not going to be got 3 legs or anything like that. You're just going to be beautiful, more beautiful than you ever imagined. Our women be more. They said the women be so beautiful. Cry tells you so beautiful. Eyes were like, it tells you deep. The Quran gives some a little hints. You think Whitney Houston got a voice? Every sister in here had the voice to be 100 times more beautiful than hers. You can't imagine. You can't imagine. No childbirth, a pain. No pain, no suffering, just joy, unlimited joy. It'd be so great that some people blow a fuse. Just tell you, some people blow a fuse. They say, it's just too much for me. It's going to be so great. This is the world they're trying to stop. And the world's broke already. They can't stop it. See? But they're desperate too, because they know the other side is total hell. See, you have to understand what hell is. The Quran gives you hints. They will be healthy also. They'll be transformed also, healthy, strong. Because the energy is, see, we suffer energy deprivation now, so they'll have even more energy than they have now. But the pressure will be too great for them to withstand it. So we push way up in, way in civilization, see, in a place where we're called, used as a garbage dump. I use that analogy. It says the refuge and manure and drink urine, and it won't kill them because they be so healthy, their body renew. Like it says their skins burn off, Allah will give new skins. That means they be so healthy, even if they burn themselves, they will heal immediately. You don't want to be like that in hell because you can't die. But still, you got to eat. The only thing you eat is urine. Eat is manure and urine. That's the only thing you can, but it's not going to kill you. But that's all you can eat and drink. See? And then they will be eating each other. So it won't be any family ties. There won't be any family ties. Everyone will be alone, totally alone. They won't have a mate or anything because the mate will be afraid of them because they eat the mate. And it says their desire, their sexual desire, the way Jesus says that worm will never die. It means they'll have a total, the male's sexual desire will not be satisfied no matter what. Just like the little rabbits, you ever see rabbits, they chase the other rabbits around constantly. That's what it be. So in other words, sexual desire is so strong, it won't subside. That means it constantly be like rabbits. Yet still, they ain't got a woman. So they be chasing women down, females down. Females be running because they know they're going to get eaten. And while they copulate with the females, they be eating on them. And then when she gets pregnant, have a baby, the baby will be dropped just like the animals drop to take off. I guess her maternal instinct was kicking for a little bit. See? You have no idea. That's what they're up against, and they can't avoid that. Or they think they have a way out. Bring in their vision, which means we end up that way. That's what the stakes are, brothers and sisters. So keep bouncing your ball. Keep watching your BA, because those days are almost over. Here it is. It's not a bubble anymore, it's reality. That's the reality that we're going to in very short order. Been 50,000-year war, 50,000-year war, and it took direct battle for the last 20 years. I mean, we've been down, knocked down, stumped on, everything for the last 20 years. They threw everything at us, tied us down, beat us, but we survived it. See, that was survival mode. See, we've been in survival mode for the last 50,000 years. See, Dr. Shabazz prepares for survival mode. Elijah Muhammad, survival mode. To get you up to Joshua, win mode. Now we're in win mode. 50,000 year survival mode. Went through the worst treatment. That's not, you couldn't even call it treatment. You can't use, there's no words in this language that's describe what we went through for 40 years. Now they're trying to talk, oh man, well, they were, you know, that was original sin. And the people, man, that was a man of their times. And all they can talk there, they can't talk their way out of this. Because your God, your high priest ain't hearing it. Ain't hearing it. Farrakhan talk all this crap, but he gonna save Nineveh. He have no idea what that he's talking about. He gonna repent. He gonna help them. Okay. Come on, well, we can't do them like they did to us. But the Bible says, "As you has done, shall be done to you." So he calling God a liar, because who gonna do? Who gonna be the doing? What you have done, so shall be done to you. Who's gonna be the doing to you? Who's gonna be doing it? Some mystery angel or something? No. This is it, brothers and sisters. They didn't know they're at war. They just don't want you to know until it's too late. And many of you will be caught up. My people was lost because of lack of knowledge. Many of you will be caught up. Many of you are not caught up. And they're very argumentative, these people, because they're under pressure. When you're under stress, you're very argumentative. They're very argumentative. They want to fight. Everybody wants to fight. There's all kinds of tension going on, all kinds of pressure, everything. And they're succumbing to it. That makes them more angry. It says their anger, right? See, they'll be very angry. And then the nation are angry. It said that goat, when it came after them, right? China says they would come after them in great anger, great shoulder, great anger. Isn't China get angry now? You see how angry China's getting? They're talking really tough. Tell America, get out of their damn business. And they'll do what they want to do. And they send all kinds of build all kinds of navy and everything. They're doing this. And they tell America, get out their way. And they're making treaties with America's enemies and see? They tell America, you ain't gonna bully us, you ain't gonna tell us, and they tell America, we're gonna be the next world power. And Angel says that's true. They're gonna be the next superpower. Because that's talking about in the Angel, the dragon had 7 heads and 10 horns, and the crowns on his heads. Then it was a shift to the beast who had 7 heads and 10 horns, but the crowns on his horns. So the shift in power, the crowns represent authority. And when they go to war, China, followed by India, is gonna be the next world power. And they're going to stomp America down in the ground, followed by Europe. This is going to happen before your eyes, bro. Within a year's time. It says the day of the Lord, 1 year, it'd be nothing like it. Nothing like it, ever. That's what's about. That's once it kick in, it says 1 year, you won't see it unless you're going to get out of here within the next couple of days. They're going to stomp America down to the ground. No pity. It ain't going to be like, oh, no, I give up. They don't care if you give up. They don't want you to give up. In fact, they get angry if you give up. They're not going to spare women, children, old age, nothing. And what they're going to take out is those that's healthy, young and healthy, that they can enslave. Worst slavery they ever put on us. And they ain't coming out. And then they're going to make sure they burn the country down so nobody's, because if you dug a big hole somewhere, think you survived. No, nothing's going to survive. They leave here, like I said, eat their flesh and burn down with fire. Eat their flesh what? It means they're going to take their people captive. So those who led into captivity will be led into captivity. That means those that took us into slavery now going to be led into slavery. This is the day of consequence, brother and sister. The God of consequence on the scene. The judge is on the scene. And he's not BSing. I ain't BSing. This sounds